Guten Dayen, my friends. Welcome back to Viking Superpowers. I've just got something amazing to tell you. As you probably realise, Viking Superpowers is not just about the paranormal and spiritual abilities and unusual powers in the Viking Age, but it's about now. It's about things that happen to us, powers that are accessible to us, amazing things that happen to us here in the 21st century. So last night I was reading a particular passage, which I'm going to now read to you in Old Norse and then translate it for you. And then this morning something incredible happened when I went shopping. I'm out in a little bus that I drive for a local retirement village just to take the folks out shopping one day a week. So, reading from Edda Snorri Sturluson. That's Snorri Sturluson's Edda, or the Book of Ancient Stories. We read, Och kveldit drekka skildi, þá lét Odin bera inn I hotlinar sverð, og varu svá björd at þar aflisti, og var ekki haft ljós annat, medan við drykju var settit. And in the evening, when the drinking was about to start, then ordered Odin to be borne into the hall swords, and they were so bright, and there was no need for any other light, whilst everybody was drinking and sitting, or sitting and drinking. So that's pretty cool. And when I first read it a while ago now, but I reread it last night, the first thing that came into my mind with these bright lit up swords was sort of like lightsabers from Star Wars, but I imagined fluoros. I mean, it's not hard for us high-tech modern people to imagine this, that a number of lights on stands standing up, lighting up the hall. And for somebody, this is in Skaldskaparmal, one of the great stories, and somebody had been taken, a normal human, a bit of a wizard, but still just a guy from a long time ago, went to Asgard to look for the Aesir, who are often called the gods, but I don't believe they're gods. I believe they're very high-tech, human-like people. These people then took him into this room to feast, and they brought in these sword lights. And everyone likes to imagine that these stories are talking about like a Viking type hall, but it might not have been. It could have been a spaceship. It could have been, an incredibly advanced city, which is what Asgard was, according to the Edda. A wonderful place. So anyway, I wake up this morning, I come out in my bus, I go to the shops to buy a couple of things, and what I see is this. I'll just turn it around and show you. Can you see that? 1.2 metre tall RGB LED floor lamp. So it's pretty much like a sword. It's pretty much like a sword on a stand. It lights up all sorts of colours. And I just went, whoa, what's the chances of that? It was just in this sort of a cheap shop. I was buying a hat. I needed a hat, and there was an Australia hat, which I thought, beauty, I'll have one of those. But there was this sword on a stand that lights up and makes everything bright, and you don't need anything else to sit there and drink. So I take that as not just an incredible coincidence, but I take it as a confirmation that I'm on the right track. I'm making the right connections in these translations. And this is how I think constantly, and some people would call it magical thinking. Well, I'm okay with that. I believe in magic. I believe magic's not some spooky, supernatural, angelic, devilish thing. I think it's the very nature of existence and the very nature of the human, and that magical side of us, that paranormal, amazing ability side of us has been purposely suppressed. I hate to say that, but it's obvious. It was suppressed by religious organisations, which it still is, unless you're on their exact wavelength, and it's suppressed by scientific atheism, which just says it's all impossible, everything's just matter, which is absurdly unscientific anyway when you look at quantum physics and the latest thinking, which I'll get into eventually. But I just want to share that with you. So I feel like I've joined the feast with Odin and all the other Aesir, the men and women of Asgard. I feel a bit like that old wizard who got taken there, because there you go, there's the bright swords. You don't need to drink by any other light. Okay, well, have a great day. I look forward to seeing you again. Bye.
You can just imagine how something like this would really freak out a person from 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 years ago who was only used to the sun and candles and firelight. Amazing. And then if you did this, they would lose their tiny minds. Behold, the sword light. The sword light of the Aesir.